What's up everybody, Prepared Guy here once again, and today we're taking a look at the Wuben Knight X-0. Upon unboxing, you'll find the manual, some extra O-rings, a C-type charging cable, and the light itself, along with a 1100 mAh 3.7 volt 18350 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. The Knight is made of aluminum alloy, is IP68 water resistant, and has an impact rating of 1.5 meters and weighs just over 80 grams or just under 3 ounces with the battery on board. I'll leave the tech specs from the manual on the screen now, just in case I leave out any details, so pause the video here to see those details. During my runtime test in the 1100 lumen turbo mode, the Knight ran for 1 minute before stepping down to the 300 lumen output, and it ran consistently at the 300 lumen output for a total runtime of 2 hours and 16 minutes. That's 15 minutes longer than the runtime suggested in the manual. And during my thermal test in the 1100 lumen turbo mode, the Knight reached a max thermal output of 93 degrees Fahrenheit or 33 degrees Celsius after 52 minutes of use. During my recharge time test using a 65 watt PD charger, the Knight took just 1 hour and 39 minutes to recharge from completely depleted. Now let's take a quick tour of the modes and general operation of the Wuben Knight X-0. Alright guys, now it's time for the modes and general operation of the Wuben Knight X-0. So this is what it looks like. If you want to take a brief look, I'll give you a tour of the body here. It does have a nice pocket clip. It's a very tight fitting pocket clip. It's very strong and sturdy feeling. I don't feel like that's going to let go of your pocket anytime soon, especially when you slide it in. It's got that nice, just very tight grip there, so you're not going to lose this if you're not deep carrying in your pocket, or if you're putting it on a backpack or something. This is going to stay exactly where it is because of how tight and strong that is. Now, as far as the design of the body goes, it's pretty rugged, pretty sturdy little piece of metal. I like the way that they went about doing this. However, there's two features here that it worries me, but I'm not gonna really, rag on it. But here's the first one. You do have an open exposed C-type charging port there. Okay, now that's not gonna seal, but I guess the housing inside of there makes it waterproof, because I did dip it in water, like as you've seen in the video, so it does stay IP68 water resistant because of the way that they have that housing in there. This is the button right there to turn the light off and on. Okay, and then you have a couple spring loaded little pieces here that help you bounce the button up and down. So when I was first pushing this button, I ended up pushing back here, and I'm going, this is really difficult to turn the light on, right? It felt weird, but you're actually supposed to push more in the center here, and see how it turned right on there, and now I'm good to go. Now that's not really gonna, like, when I first got this, I thought that this was gonna be flopping open continuously because of how, like, just wiggly it is. But you know what? If I go like this, it doesn't move at all. Those magnets in there hold it nice and tight, so you don't have to worry about it flopping around. Now, the other design issue that I did have, the biggest one, in fact, was my pet peeve. This is also, by the way, magnetic, so you can stick that wherever you need to stick it. But the other problem was that I couldn't get to the battery very easily. There's no way to grip this so that you can actually open it. You have to actually take your fingernails like this and slowly twist it. And that's, if you twist it too tight, you're going to ruin your fingernails. It's kind of like using a Leatherman, the old school ones, where you're just going to tear your fingers apart. Now, you could use a little tool if you have a multi-tool or something to open this, and it's not like you're going to be opening it and closing it. The only time you're actually really going to open this is when you're actually replacing the battery. And since this does not have to be removed to charge, you probably pretty much don't even have to open this at all, which in itself isn't a bad deal. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty deep grooved. This is the magnet itself, but yeah, it's not too bad, and that's what it looks like on the inside there as well, if you can see that. Then you put it back together, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to kind of get on and off, but after you get used to it, it's not that big of a deal. But just that whole tightening it enough to get it to stay water resistant, just with your hands, kind of proves difficult, so I would suggest if you had like a little multi-tool or something to wedge in there. I wish they went with the little coin slot design, because then that way you could just use a coin or, you know, a handle on a knife or something like that. You could just kind of get in there really good. So see, did that, but then look at that, I chipped a nail. Oh, I chipped a nail. But it's okay. But yeah, so let's go into the button pushes and general operation of this light. So in order to use the moonlight mode, just hold down the button. Okay, it turns on. It brings you right into that 1 lumen moonlight mode with a runtime of 130 hours. Hold it down again. Goes into the 50 lumen mode with a runtime of 40 hours. And you hold it down again. It goes into the 150 lumen mode with a runtime of 15 hours. Hold it down again. 250 lumens, a runtime of 2.5 hours. And then double click, goes into your turbo. That's 1100 lumens because we are using the Osram LED. And then you get that for 1 minute and it will drop down to 300 lumens for the additional 2 hours. So that's not too bad of a runtime. And you can, like I said, you could spam. So this, like, you have to turn the light on and then you double click and it goes into the turbo. That's the only way you can get into turbo. So in order to use the strobe, what you have to do is just double click at any time. It goes right into strobe. Double click again while you're in strobe and it'll bring you to the SOS mode. So that strobe mode has 1000 lumens. Ready? So that's 1000 lumens there. And then you double click again and the SOS uses 50 lumens. So that's what we're working with there. So overall, general operation's pretty decent. If you want it to lock out, all you have to do while the light is off, 1, 2, 3, 4, go flash a couple times, and now we're completely locked out of the light. The little light at the top indicates that we're locked out. So if you ever see your light like this and you go, oh, it's not turning on, just 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn right back on. Pretty simple operation, guys. It does have a memory mode, so if you turn the light on and say you go into like this medium mode and then you shut the light off and then you turn it back on, it's going to remember that medium mode, so you're good to go with that. Let's take this outside and do some beam shot tests with it. The Wuben Knight X-0 has a max beam distance of 125 meters or 410 feet in the 1100 lumen turbo mode using the Osram P9 LED. It also has a max candela of 3920 CD. The model in this video features an Osram P9 cool white LED coming in at about 6500K. The other model not shown in this video utilizes a Samsung LH35 1D LED, but the output isn't as powerful, that's why I chose not to show it here. Okay guys, we're outside with the Knight X-0 and I have this in the 1 lumen mode. We're about 20 feet away from the railing in front of us here. I'm going to jump up to the 50 lumen output. That's 50 lumens, 20 feet away. I'm going to jump it up again to the 150 lumens. And then I'm going to jump it up again to the 250 lumens. And then I'm going to jump it up again to the 1100 lumens. Look how bright that is. You can actually see all the way out there into the tree line, which is about 100 feet away from where I'm standing right now. Okay guys, now we're on the front porch here again. This is the 1 lumen moonlight mode. Looks pretty bright from really close up. We're going to jump it into the 50 lumens. And 50 lumens, you can't really see much, but you can start to see stuff that's a few feet in front of me here. And now I'm going to jump it up again to the 150 lumens mode. You can start to see on the ground out in front of us here. And now I'm going to jump it up again to the 250 lumen mode. 250 lumens, you can start to see out to that tree line back there, which is almost 100 feet away. I'm going to step it up again to the 1100 lumen turbo mode. And that is what the 1100 lumen turbo mode looks like, all the way out in that tree line, about 100 feet away. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison right now. I have the Olight Parent Mini here on the left, and that's what that looks like here as well. It's got a lot of flood to it. Then you have the Knight on the right. The Knight on the right, there you go, and it kind of overpowers the Parent Mini if you really think about it. See, this is what the Parent Mini looks like, and then this is what the Knight looks like. So pretty good option overall by comparison to compare these two because they do have the orange peel reflector inside both of these ones. So here we go again, side by side. That's what that looks like. They both go pretty far out. It's pretty good distance on that. And then of course you have a little bit more throw on the Knight X-0. Now we're doing the garage test. We have the 1 lumen mode, and we're about 25 feet away from the doorway in there. Jump it up to the 50 lumens. Now we're going to jump it up to the 150 lumens. Jump it up again to the 250 lumens. And then jump it into the 1100 lumen mode. Pretty darn good, guys. That's going to give you plenty of light, especially if you're inside. If I'm just aiming that towards the ceiling right now, I could see everything in front of me. Very good. I'm going to throw this in the 1 lumen mode. Got this junction box here in front of me. Boom. Now I can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'm only inches away, but still, plenty of light. So I covered all my cons during the general operation portion of this video, so with that said, let's move on to my pros. This light looks super futuristic. It also has great run times for its size, and it sustained a 300 lumen output for over 2 hours, which was a huge pro in my opinion. And the overall output and throw would make this a nice little EDC light for most people. The max runtime in the 1 lumen moonlight mode is 5 days and 10 hours, which is very useful in a pinch. With that said, the Wuben Knight X-0 retails for just $59 for the black model with the Osram P9 LED. It also comes with a 1-year free from defects warranty, and if you want to save an additional 20% off, you can use my promotional code USPG. So if you're looking for a solid EDC light at a reasonable price, the Wuben Knight X-0 is a great option. I'll leave the link down in the description below. I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Prepared Guy, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.